Let's have a look at one question that we get asked quite frequently, which is about citing graphs, tables, and data. So for example, you might find a graph on one of our databases. This one is from Orbis, which is a database of company financial accounts. And here we've got a graph of the value over time of the hotel company Marriott International. So it spans a period from 2011 to 2020. We want to include that information in our assignment as the title of the graph to make it very clear what the graph is showing. And then because we've taken it from another source, we also need to give a citation. So we should give something like an in-text citation underneath the graph. The easiest way to do this is just to write source and then the name of the source and the year that it was published. So this also applies perhaps if you're taking a graph from a journal article or from a book. You would again give an in-text citation to that particular source underneath your graph. Don't forget that means that you also need to include a full reference in your reference list at the end to the report or the article or wherever you got this graph from. So if you've taken all of the data or a full graph from one single source, it's quite straightforward. You might also create your own graphs or tables from multiple sources of data. So for example, you might have adapted a diagram that you found in a book. You might have combined data from a couple of different sources to create a new graph. So in that case, the wording would just be slightly different. You could say something like adapted from, and then you would give an in-text citation to all of the sources of data that you have used. And again, you would give a full reference to those sources in your reference list at the end. One other situation that we get asked about is if you've collected the data yourself. So for example, for a dissertation, you've conducted a survey and you want to publish your results. In this case, you don't need to give a citation, a formal citation to yourself. Instead, you would just make it clear, either in a caption or in the title of the graph or table, that the data is your own, that you've collected it. If it's something like a dissertation, you'll be talking about your methodology, you'll be talking about how you collected the data. So it should be clear that that data hasn't come from any external source, that it's original data that you've collected. There's more information about this on our Business Librarians blog. We've got a blog post that covers this in detail. So do have a look at that and subscribe to the blog if you want our latest posts to help you with things like this.